Well, Diego's not going to be able to make it 5 in a row.
There goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going running all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Hello and welcome to this episode of War Eagle Weekly. Josh, how are you doing? Because I also meant Hugh Freeze, not Auburn. He still has a
As I say,
chance to beat Auburn.
you're gonna need to clarify some
Unfortunately.
shit because so hopefully he's 0-1 this after this weekend. It does suck that we are in Vanderbilt because for whatever reason Vanderbilt has turned into Colorado 2 years ago under Deion Sanders.
Everybody's
It's nuts.
favorite team other than their own.
Underdog, yeah. It's just nuts. And God, I want Diego Pavia to be out of college already.
Right?
So bad.
He keeps suing the NCAA, and they have no guts, man. No guts. They let him
none
keep getting
whatsoever.
Back. We're going to see Diego Pavia in a Vanderbilt uniform next year. I can almost guarantee.
But he has like at Vanderbilt, he has struggled against Auburn offensively. His defense is what's kept them in the game because our offenses have been dog shit.
Yeah. And well, speaking of which, are we going to see a different offense in this game? It is going to be. It is going to be. For some reason, his name is escaping me. Derek Nix. It is going to be Derek Nix' offense ran. Are we going to see a different offense? You're excited.
We're definitely going to. Yes, we're definitely going to because Hugh Freeze may have claimed there was 3 play callers per game, but we all know it was all Hugh Freeze every down.
I don't know.
And they
After
only
Durkin's
gave
comments, I kind of think there was multiple play callers. It kind of feels
I don't know,
like
dude.
it.
Every time they cut the camera to Hugh Freeze, he had the play sheet up to his mouth, and he was the one calling plays, no matter what down it was. I mean, I think they just gave Derek Nix the title change just so they could hire him and be a consultant. But I think we're going to see I think it's going to be pretty close to what Lane Kiffin runs at Ole Miss, to be honest with you.
Interesting. Well, they're not going to be able to change up the entire offense in 1 week. So I think we're going to see some things that are different. I think the game is going to be called differently.
Well, yeah, they're going to have the playbook they've had all season, but they're not going to be pulling from the same 3 or 4 plays that we run every down. So, I mean,
maybe
the players know
plays.
No, that playbook was, I mean, I call a better game on college football 26 than Hugh Freeze does. And I pull from the same 3 or 4 plays on college football, but it seemed like Hugh Freeze is doing that in real life.
Okay. Now off camera, you and I were talking about this, and you surprised me. Go ahead and tell the listeners who you think is going to be quarterback this week at Vandy.
It's going to be Jackson Arnold. He's the one that has been. It's going to be Jackson Arnold. You were telling me you want him to put in Deuce Knight because if Deuce Knight is anything that he's supposed to be, he's going to lose. He's going to leave junior year anyways. I understand that. But if Durkin wants any shot at keeping this job, he's going to have to put in the quarterback that's been running the offense all season long. And that's Jackson Arnold. As much as it pains me to say, it's going to be Jackson Arnold.
I don't want to see Jackson Arnold play quarterback for the rest of my life. Just plain and simple. For the rest of my life, I do not want to see him play quarterback because he's like a statue back there. And it's not because he doesn't have the athletic ability. It's because he just freezes and he's just like, where do I go? And then he gets hit. And
I get it, man.
Absolutely baffling to me. He doesn't throw on time. He continues to not throw on time. On comeback routes, receivers are giving up 3 or 4 yards just to come back to the pass. He doesn't have the arm strength.
That against Kentucky.
Yep, he doesn't have the arm strength. He doesn't have the mental ability, and he does not make the right decisions.
See, I think he does have the arm strength, but it all comes to, like you said, the mental ability. When it comes to throwing the deep ball, when it's one-on-one, I don't think he trusts his receivers enough to go up and get the ball, and he's afraid of throwing an interception. I think he does have the arm strength, but he gets in his head. I don't know. Cameron, that's just the way I think he's just a head case that can't get out of his own way. He was a 5-star for a reason. I know a couple years ago I said he's a 5-star for no reason, but there is a reason he was a 5-star for a reason.
Yeah.
You don't just forget how to play the game. You just don't forget how to play your position. in my eyes, it's got to be Jackson Arnold for the rest of the season for DJ Durkin to have a chance.
In the comments, leave just roast Josh below. I'm sure he can take it. He's a big boy. Um, my thing is, Josh, is there's a difference between arm strength and arm talent. Yes, I think Jackson Arnold has the best arm talent between him and Daniels. I think he can make more of the throws than Daniels can, but he does not have the arm strength. He does not get the zip on the ball that we like to see, that we saw from Daniels, and he does not get he just doesn't make the pass that he needs to because of his arm strength whenever he's throwing against or to the opposite side of the field. I don't want to see Jackson Arnold play quarterback for the rest of my life. That's just how
I
it
can
is.
get it. I
So
get it.
I do also, though, even if Jackson does go out there, I think we're going to see a different offense. This is going to be a run heavy offense. I really do believe it. If anything that Hugh Freeze said last year was true, it was that Derek Nix was calling the plays in the Kentucky game, and we saw us run the ball more than ever any other time last year. And who do we have at running back this year, Josh? Jeremiah Cobb. Jeremiah Cobb is number 2 in the SEC in rushing yards. And so I think Derek Nix is going to be calling run plays, and it is going to be a run heavy offense. And I think that we will see a different offense, even if, God forbid, Jackson Arnold is the starting quarterback for the Auburn Tigers. I hope he's not, but I do also still think it's going to be a different offense. So
Oh, absolutely.
it's going to be the first week that DJ Durkin is in charge of the whole shebang. We already know that he is going to be calling plays for the defense, but what impacts can we expect from a DJ Durkin led team this first week? What do you think? I mean, how is that going to transition to the offensive side, do you think?
I think this is going to be um, Cadillac Williams head coaching Texas A&M type game for DJ Durkin. I think there's going to be a lot of energy from the fans,
Okay.
especially the traveling fans, and I think there's going to be a lot of intensity on the offensive side of the ball because you every game you can just tell the skill players are getting so annoyed with the way the offense was being called. I can feel the tension between it through the TV that Perry Thompson has between him and the coaching staff. I'm it's hard for me to put in words. I just think that this game is going to have the intensity as it did when Cadillac Williams took over for Brian Harsin.
Interesting. Okay, I would be all for it. I personally, I think we might see a more focused offense. I think he hit the nail on the head in his presser today. He is going to force these guys to have a good week of off practice. And I just mentality wise, I think we might see some more focus from the offensive line. Maybe we don't have as many issues along that front, and everybody is just going to get that re up from having a different play caller and having a new uh, head coach at this point, even if it is an interim. DJ Durkin is he's got that fire in him. And like you said in the last episode, and if you want to see our reaction to DJ Durkin's comments, go ahead and click that banner up there at the top and you can see us talk about his press conference today. But you and I both just wanted to run through a wall for the guy. You can see why the
Fired up.
defense. You can see why the defense is a big fan. Deuce Knight, exposes to the world that they're calling him smirking, which I'm all for, man. I'm all for calling him smirking because he has that devilish smirk on the sideline every game.
It creeps me the hell out. I'm not gonna lie, man. It creeps me the hell. Every time I'm like, good, just chills down my spine. The dude looks like he wants to murder you.
He kind of does. He kind of does. So with Durkin splitting his attention, will we see a drop in the defensive production? Because he's already said he's calling the plays, and he's going to have both those hats on, head coach and defense coordinator. Now he's letting Derek Nix run the show on offense, but the focus this week, he's already talked about in the press conference. He talked about how usually he's upstairs game planning during that time, and today he wasn't. So it's already started. Are we? Is that going to leach into the defensive production, you think?
No, I really don't think
Hmm.
so. I mean, DJ Durkin, he has he already has a preset game plan before each game. There might be some tweaks throughout the week after he sees some practices, but with him putting all the responsibility on Derek Nix calling the offense, I don't see DJ Durkin take any attention away from the defensive side of the ball.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'm all for it, man. Hopefully you're right. Hopefully we don't see a drop off. I think we might see a little bit, but it's not going to be much. I think he looks like he's going to be that guy that is there in the office until 3 a.m. every day this week because of the added stuff. And so I look forward to seeing what the defense does and how they play for Durkin because they're going to want to show out to make him look good. You really feel
Mhm.
that. So I'm all for it. I think we're going to be fine there. So Josh, who is going to make the most impact on both sides of the ball? You go ahead and start us out on the defensive side of the ball. I feel like there's only one answer, but
Yeah,
let's
the
hear it.
only answer is Xavier Atkins.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only answer. I mean, we all saw what Texas did against Diego Pavia, and they blitzed Diego a lot. Durkin loves to blitz, especially on 3rd and long, which I kind of hate now that he does
Third
that
and
because
Durkin.
3rd and Durkin, man, is just. But we did find out that Hugh Freeze was the one that decided to only rush 3 in the Gravedigger play against Alabama in the Iron Bowl.
When did we find that out?
I think it was yesterday that I saw that Hugh Freeze is the one
Oh,
that made the call to only rush 3 on the Gravedigger. So I mean, without anyone there to override DJ Durkin on any of his calls, which I think is stupid for an offensive-minded coach to override a
yeah,
purely defensive-minded coach that has
yeah.
success in everything he's ever done. So it's going to be Xavier Atkins. They're going to blitz him a lot. They're going to put him in coverage a lot. It's just going to be all around Xavier Atkins show.
I just to be different, I'm gonna go with Keldrick Falk. He has been taking up multiple blocks to allow the linebackers to get free all season long. His numbers are not great this year, Josh, but you cannot watch game and see what the impact he is having on the game.
It's the impact.
It is just absolutely huge. He's taking double teams. He's swatting balls at the line of scrimmage. He is the focal point of the offensive line every week, and it's allowing that defensive linebackers to get open and to make the plays that they have made. I think Xavier Atkins is going to have a great game against Diego, but for me to be a little bit different, I'm going to go with Keldrick Falk. I think he's going to have a monster game and could put up some numbers that everyone is expecting for the year. On the offensive side of the ball, I'm going with Jeremiah Cobb. I already alluded to it a little bit how Derek Nix is going to just run the shit out of the ball, and I think Jeremiah Cobb is going to be getting the rock a lot, and so I'm going with Jeremiah Cobb in this one, Josh. We're going to try to control the clock.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go any different. I'm going Jeremiah Cobb as well. I mean, the dude's second in rushing the SEC for a reason.
Yep.
And if he was ran more, he'd be first in the SEC for rushing. And you can't change my mind about that. He went 2 or 3 game stretch where he only had 8 carries a game, which is horse shit.
Yeah.
So Derek
And
Nix is going to run him like Steve Spurrier ran Marcus Lattimore.
And nobody is talking about this. The fact that this offense is so anemic and Jeremiah Cobb is still the second leading rusher in the SEC just
Nuts, dude.
speaks to his talent and his ability
Well, listen,
to get in the open field.
Trey Mason still had 1,000 yards in 2012, Cameron. We all know how
Yep,
anemic our offense was that year, too. So, I
that's
mean,
true.
anything is possible, like the great Kevin Garnett said. So, I mean,
You keep talking about Kevin Garnett in our
he's in the
private
news a lot.
text
He's
and
always on my
just
mind. I mean, it's the gambling ring that they uncovered in the NBA, and Kevin Garnett's part of it. So he's been on my mind a lot. Freaking crook. But like he said, anything is possible. So I mean, Jeremiah Cobb is definitely going to be the offensive star in this game.
okay. Well, Josh, in the words of the famous Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. War Eagle, baby.
War Damn Eagle.
There goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going running all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.